Story time. They try to name her by what happened to her. They use words like broken, victim, ruined, as if language itself could cage a spirit. But she moved through those labels the way wind moves through an open window, felt but never captured. Her story did not begin with harm, even if harm tried to rewrite it. It began with a quiet kind of knowing. She understood G not as a letter from a textbook, but as something she felt in her bones. Gravity, the invisible pull that keeps feet on the ground and hearts from drifting into nothingness. Life had tried to fling her into chaos more than once, yet something always pulled her back, not forcefully, not violently, just steadily. That was her first truth. Resilience is gravity of the soul. It doesn't shout, it doesn't perform, it simply refuses to let you float away from yourself. There were nights when the world felt sharp, moments when trust shattered like glass under pressure, times when people she had given light to turned around and tried to dim hers. And there was the deepest wound, the one that tried to convince her that her body was no longer hers, that safety was a myth. But even then, something inside her whispered, "You are still here." Not untouched, not unchanged, but undeniably here, and being here is a quiet rebellion. She did not heal by becoming hard. That would have been easier. Instead, she did something far more radical. She stayed soft. She laughed with children as if joy were oxygen. She spoke gently to animals, understanding that love needs no shared language. She helped strangers in ways so small they almost disappeared, like holding a door, offering a word, noticing someone no one else saw. None of it was for applause. In fact, most of it went unseen. But that was her second truth. Understanding is not about being understood, it is about choosing to see clearly anyway. She saw pain in others without letting it turn into suspicion. She recognized brokenness without needing to point at it. She knew that people can harm and still be human, flawed and unfinished. That didn't mean she accepted harm. It meant she refused to become it. There is a kind of love that asks for proof. And then there is hers. Her love didn't keep score. It didn't wait for permission. It didn't shrink after disappointment. It moved like sunlight, touching everything without asking what it would receive in return. People often misunderstood it. Some thought it meant she had no boundaries. Others thought it meant she hadn't learned her lessons. A few tried to take advantage of it. They were wrong, because her love was not weakness. It was a decision made again and again in full awareness of what the world can do. That was her third truth. Unconditional love is not naive, it is courage in its purest form. She once said quietly, almost like a secret, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I chose to keep." And what she kept was astonishing. She kept kindness when cruelty knocked. She kept warmth when the world offered cold. She kept faith not as something she was taught, but as something she experienced. Something alive within her, not loud, not performative, but steady like gravity. Resilience made her unbreakable, not because she never bent, but because she always returned. Understanding made her wise, not because she knew everything, but because she chose compassion over judgment. And love, that fierce, unyielding love, made her extraordinary. Not the kind of extraordinary that fills headlines, the kind that quietly changes lives. If you met her, you might not notice at first. She would just seem present, grounded, gentle. But if you paid attention, really paid attention, you would feel it. That pull, that steadiness, that quiet refusal to let darkness take root. Like gravity, like truth, like love that has seen everything and still says, "I choose to remain open." And that more than anything is what makes her real. Not too good to be true, just too true to be anything less. 90B, A and V.